Now we're moving to the energy levels. So you might ask, what are actually energy levels? They're basically the attitude that you use to go into your life, that you use on your everyday life. And your past experiences create a unique lens on how you see the world and what's happening to you. And your past experience creates a thought. And I'm going to show you this diagram that I did for you. It's very comprehensive, as you can see. The middle is you. You have a past experience. You have many past experiences. And your past experience creates a thought. And that thought triggers a feeling. And that feeling creates an action. And that action creates a result. That result becomes a past experience. So if you're doing something, I don't know if you guys have ever had a friend who's always dating the wrong person. And they keep saying to you, I don't know why I always get the wrong guy, or I don't know why I'm always getting, choosing the wrong girl. This is why. It's because their past experience creates some sort of thought and feeling and gives them a reaction that creates the same results. So how do you break this cycle? Why would you want to break this cycle? Because you want a different result. You don't want the same result. But how do you break it? Because your past is the past and you can't change it. And how you're going to change this is with your action. So your past creates a thought, triggers a feeling, and here you have a choice. You can choose to react. By reacting, you're literally going back to your past experience, thinking back of your past experience and react to it. Or you can choose to respond, thinking of what result that you want to have, and then choose a response that will give you that result. And with that, you're going to start creating new past experiences. And the more of these new experiences that you're going to get, the easier it is for you at the action part next time. You're going to be able to perhaps react to it and create the result, the ideal results that you want. So I've been talking about these energy levels and, attitude, but what exactly are they? So you and I both have two types of energies. One is that you use during stressful times, and one that you use during optimal times, your everyday life. Again, your past creates these kind of views. However you act under stress is created by your past. However you act on your everyday life is created by your past. And it makes sense that you have two types of it, because you can't act if you're under stress, like a car is about to hit you. You're not going to act like everything's fine, right? So you do have two types of energy. And the types of energy, they're called catabolic energy, which are the ones that kind of tears you down, and anabolic energy, which is the ones that builds you up. And with these energies, like I said, you can pick and choose what you want to do as going into your career transition. And again, you're going to go through an array of emotions and thoughts. And with that, you are going to feel certain types of energy. And once you recognize that you're there, you can choose to stay there or choose something else to get you out of it. So let's start with energy level 1, which is a catabolic energy. And the core, I'm going to talk about the thoughts, the feelings, and the actions of all these, all 7 levels of energy that I'll be discussing today. And the core thought for level 1 is, I don't have a choice. Why is it happening to me again? Maybe I should have done this instead. And sorry, I can't see. I can never win. And this is a victim energy. And then the emotions that come out of it will be sadness, feeling trapped, indifferent, and apathy. And then your actions will be avoidance, unable to see options, and self-pity. I'm going to use looking for a job as an example for these energy levels. When, like I said before, when you first start looking for a job, yeah, this is so exciting, this is great. But sometimes if you haven't gone through a job search before, it could be drawn out. And after a while, when you start thinking, oh my, is it me? Then you're going to start worrying about, oh my, like, am I going to be able to find a job? It's been like 3 months. Like, then you start panicking and you're like, okay, I'm going to start spray and pray. I am going to apply everything under the sun. And if, one of those that apply wants to hire me, I'm just going to take it. I don't care if it's good for me or not, if that's what I want. I just want to make sure that I get a job. Now, if that's the energy that you want to go into with your job search, imagine when you get into that job 3-4 months down the road, you're probably not going to like it. You're probably going to think, oh, I don't know why I took this job. Well, I know why you took the job, because you were scared. You were worried that you can't find a job, and you're starting to panic and, grabbing anything that you can hold on to. So when you start feeling that, oh, I don't know why I took this job, and then you're going to start saying to yourself, why does this always happen to me? And going back to the really nice diagram I did for you, is because of your actions. You reacted to how you normally would. But if you have thought of the results first, think, okay, I want to find a job that is appropriate for me, then you might have been able to dial back and say, okay, I shouldn't be as panicked, and perhaps be able to use a different type of energy to go into the job search. Next is another catabolic energy, and that's our level 2. And your core thoughts will be, I need to win, so you have to lose. My actions are justified. And for those of us who are in jobs, you might actually think, who the F screwed this up? I'm not taking blame for this one. And then the core emotions would be angry, resentment, unfulfilled, and frustrated. And the actions would be resistance, contempt, and distress. Someone with this level 2 energy, while they're going through a job search, they might actually be looking more into the titles than actually the job itself, because they think they're good at what they do. They're better than everyone else. So they're going to choose the job title, even in the job description. In the job description, it tells them that it's not something that they might want to do. In a smaller company, let's just say you apply for a director job in a smaller company, you might have to do a lot of the grunt work. You may have to do a lot of the day-to-day stuff. Whereas if you are applying for a job in a larger organization and is a managerial position, you might think, oh, but the director is so much better than the manager. But when you're looking at the job description, the actual job itself might be actually better, where you're making key decisions. You actually do not have to do the day-to-day, because you're doing things in more of a high level, and that is more suited for you. So if the person was offered both positions, the manager position and the director position, and you choose a director position, guess what? You're going to go into the job and you're going to say, what is this? I didn't sign up for this. But the fact is you did. You signed up for it because in the job description, but you were so attracted to this, shiny director title that you're like, okay, I would rather have the director title than the manager. And then you start getting angry. It's like, I did not sign up for this crap. Why are you making me do all these things? So again, these might be little places that during your transition where these might actually creep in, these kind of thoughts and feelings, creating these actions. And again, what I said before, you don't have to stay here if you don't want to. You don't have to be using this energy if you don't want to. You can move along to the different ones. And if you feel like that serves a purpose to you right now, these two types of energy, and by all means, you can stay there. The whole entire, being awareness is the most important thing here. Like once I have introduced you to these 7 levels of energy, once you're aware of them, then you can see where you are and where you want to be. And the best thing is you can actually see other people's energy. You can see what kind of energy they're bringing into the situation. And with that, you can figure out how you can respond in accordance to their mood, to their attitude, to their energy. So let's move on to level 3, which is another, well, this is an anabolic energy, which is the one that builds you up, but it's basically sitting at the border of catabolic and anabolic. And the core thoughts would be, what I can't see or don't know won't hurt me. Life is what I make it to be. And people are generally good, but they just don't know any better. And the core emotions are forgiveness and responsible. And the actions are cooperation, compromise, rationalizing, and tolerate. And I feel like a lot of people that are going through a career transition might use this energy going into it, or maybe towards the tail end of it anyways. The reason why I'm saying this is because using the whole job search where you're being ghosted or whatnot, money is important to us. Like I can't say money is not, because we need to eat, we need a place to sleep, we need transportation, whatever it is. We have a lifestyle that we like, and money might be an issue. And sometimes after a few months of not being able to find a job, you might start venturing out to a more broader a field. And you are okay with it because you're thinking, you know what? I'll get something. It seems okay. And if I don't like it, I'll figure out something then. But for now, I need to support my family. I need to support my lifestyle. So I'm going to, apply for something that might not be directly what I want, but I'm going to be okay doing that job. And that's what I mean by, this level is at the border of anabolic and catabolic, because you're able to talk yourself and be responsible for your own actions. If it doesn't work out, you're taking responsibility. So it's a really good building up kind of energy. However, it doesn't address the underlying issue. And when you keep doing this, where you're going through this kind of energy, what you'll do is you'll continue to start looking for different jobs and start rationalizing it and say, yeah, you know what, that's fine. Things happen. And yeah, again, you might not be able to find a job that is suited for you permanently, or at least for a longer period of time. Now let's move on to energy level number 4. This is an anabolic energy, and the core thoughts are, how can I support others? And I want you to succeed, and I'm happy to be part of your success. And the core emotions are compassion, concern, and empathy. And the actions that come along with it is foster collaboration and teamwork, inspire others around you, and offer assistance or service. If you are able to use this attitude to go into your job search, even if you're going into your interview, you will be able to pick up what they're saying or what they're not saying. And you can pick up little hints and say, oh yeah, I think they need more help in this area. I can help them with that. And you can offer that to them. Or when you're researching companies and you're looking them up, or when you're doing a informational interview, that may actually happen. The more you dig into it, the more you're like, oh, I can help you with that because I have all these skill sets and I can help you do this. I can help you do this. I can help you do this. And can you imagine going into an interview to say to others, it's like, I can help you with all these things. Because number one, you've done your homework. Number two, you can really see where they're lacking and you can contribute to their success. And so this energy is amazing to have. And I guess I should have said this from the beginning, is that there is no good or bad in any of these energies. And there's always pros and cons with these energies. And one of the cons with, if your default energy is this level 4, which is helping people, sometimes you feel overwhelmed and drained because you're always helping others. And you're always having to do your own stuff and on top of what you're helping others with. And if you don't help yourself with taking care of yourself first, then you might fall into the catabolic energy, which is the level 1 and 2. You might think, oh, why me? Why is that? Like, I just can't deal with this anymore. Or you might go into level 2. It's like, that's enough. Like, enough people asking me for help. Like, I'm only one person. So recognizing what energy you want to use and recognizing what energy you currently have is really going to help you find a way to your own success. And energy level number 5, which another anabolic energy, the core thoughts are, everything in my life has a meaning and purpose, and I want to know what they all mean. And I'm always in control of my life and my perspective of it. And everything always works out for the best, even if you don't see it that way at that time. And the core emotions are contentment, peace, and calm. And the actions are accepting, confident, focus on present and future and not the past. And those who want to use this kind of energy to go into their own job search, they don't fix things, they create things. They don't see problems, they just see opportunities. So when you are when you're speaking to others, when you're going for interviews and you just saying, I'm good at doing these things. I can see that you have this issue, but if you create something, this is going to actually help you a lot better. Create a system. Why wouldn't you create a system? Just create a system and help your customers. If you have this kind of mindset where you don't see things as a problem, you just see it, oh, I can do something, I can create something to help you. That's when, and it doesn't matter if it fails either. If you are seeing that, oh, so what if it failed? It doesn't mean it's a fail. It just means I can create something else to go with it. So if you use this kind of energy to go into your job search, it is something that others can see, and they may actually create a position for you in return. Many times I've heard and have spoken to people where they're like, oh yeah, I actually interviewed for this job, but they created this job for me instead because they liked what I had to say. They liked what the things that I came up with. So don't think that when you're applying for a job, that is the job you're going to get. Just go with the intention of, having solutions or having some sort of creativity where you can help them figure out the thing that they want to do, whether it's grow in business or fix a problem. So yeah. And the next one will be energy of level 6. And that is another anabolic energy. And the core thought is, the purpose of life is to live it and experience it. And we are all a gift and are a gift. And I am open to life's mysteries. Nothing needs to be figured out. And the core emotions are delight and joy. And the actions are wisdom, visionaries who make things happen, and insightful. With this level 6 energy, you focus on the now and not at the goal. You look at what's in front of you and you focus on that. A lot of us, when we have something in mind, what we want to do, we focus on the end results. And level 6 does not do that. They have that in mind, as in like, yes, that's where I want to go. But when they see where they're going, they can navigate their way through different things and may not even end up to where they want to be. And that's okay with them. And that's when you start creating things. That's when you start seeing things and start manifesting things. And level 7 is the last level in the series of energy. And the core thought will be, there is no good or bad because these are rules, labels created by us. And I get to write how I want my life to look like. If I don't like it, I can rewrite it. And the emotions are bliss and passion. And the actions are spontaneous manifestation, fulfillment, and fearless. This might sound really funny to you, but someone with level 7 energy might think they don't have a judgment of anything. They don't have a judgment of any professions. You can be the prime minister, you can be a football player, you could be a pianist, you can be a teacher. Any of these jobs to them are as important as the next one. So there is no good or bad. Like they can pick to be a prime minister, which is a very stressful job, and they'll be fine with it. They'll be, yeah, it helps people. Or they can be a teacher and they're like, yeah, it's important because it helps people. You educate your kids. And the list goes on. So they don't see that there is any issue with, choosing any kind of profession. If someone tells them, hey, do you want a job here? They're like, okay, sure, why not? I don't feel like this is something that most of my clients will go for as much as they want to. It's only because of the inner blocks that we have of ourselves. And because of that, it's hard for us to get to this level 7. And because fearless is one of them. And again, we all have fears. We all go through fears. So this concludes the 7 levels of energy. And I know I've said this before, but I just want to say it again. You will experience these energy at every step of the way. The key here is to be aware and to know when you want to step out of it. I had a client who was going for, who had an interview with a company, and she was about to have a phone call with HR. It was either to tell her that she got the job or she, didn't get the job. And she called me and she's like, I'm so scared. I'm like, why? And then as we were talking a little bit more, she said one thing. And I'm like, oh, the one thing was, I know I should be more positive. I know I should, think positively. And I just stopped her right there. I'm like, no. I'm like, you don't need to be positive at all the time. If at this very moment you need to feel like you're the victim, you've got to feel like, oh, I'm not going to get that job. That's what you're feeling. Then feel it. It's so much harder for you to fight through that feeling, to say, I need to be better. I need to be better. The thing is, you will be better. It's just at this moment, you can't get there because your feelings are raw. So I said to her, stay here until you have your phone call. And then you decide what you want to do. And after she heard me say that she was allowed to be not being so positive, she just went, okay. There was a sigh of relief that she was allowed to. So because she thought that she had to, she was penting up all this energy, trying to feel something that she doesn't. And that is why it's so important to know that you are allowed to have any kind of energy you like. Just know where you're at, how long you want to stay here, and where you want to move. So this is the end of my presentation. And if you need extra resources, my website is clearmindsandlife.com. You can download my Career Clarity Starter Kit. And you can also sign up for my Success Formula workshop. It's currently on waitlist. So just sign up for my wait list and just head to the website and see what it's about. And yeah, let me know. So thank you for being here today. Do you guys have any questions?
It was a great presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrea. Any questions from anyone for the inner blocks, the energy, or the priorities?
No questions, but I actually wanted to just tell you that, you know, like we did a similar program together, and it felt a little bit like reminiscent because I forgot a lot of the stuff. And it's like, as you were going through the energy levels, I recognized and remembered, you know, literally throughout the day and today, the little moments of like frustration and definitely blame towards, you know, customers that you're just like, oh, yeah. And then it's just giving yourself justification for why this person's being stupid or whatever it was. And like it kind of took me aback for a moment to be like, wow, I completely forgot about all this stuff and how it really puts you on a downward spiral. So thank you for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the level 2 energy is in all of us, and you know, at spurts of moments, you're gonna get it. All right, if there are no questions, thank you so much for being here. And if you have any questions, you know where to find me. Have a great night, guys.
Thanks, Fiona. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.